Time is exactly 8 after 9 o'clock. We are now joined by Director General of the Department of International Relations and Cooperation. That, of course, is Zane Dangor, and he's going to talk to us about the at least 63 Palestinians. It's been reported, of course, that have been killed in Israeli air and sea attacks on Rafah overnight, and this is according to the Ministry of Health in Gaza. Zane Dangor, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program.
Walaikum salam.
Thank you indeed for your time. We do appreciate it. What more do you know about this attack, which has been condemned by Hamas? And they are saying that Israel's massacres in Rafah is genocidal.
Look, we've been trying to stop what is happening in Rafah. I think there's been a global outcry at least this time. We've seen even some of the most staunch supporters of Israel thinking that this attack on Rafah is a step too far. I think that it is indeed a continuation of this unfolding genocide. We're looking at either the Security Council or further action from ourselves with others, perhaps at the ICJ, and we're waiting for legal opinion on that. Look, we took these steps to try and stop the genocide and try and stop the killing. And the fact that there's nothing like this is, you can see the consequences of that. And we will do whatever we can to continue to stop this killing. I do think that we need powers to come to the party and stop these actions. They've condoned this impunity for too long. Africa has tried to stop it. Other countries have also joined us in trying to lift the powers and parties, and it will continue. And Israel will continue to think that they have the license to kill. And we can see, just overnight, what we feared would happen over the last few days is coming to fruition. And we would work with the international community, particularly the UN and others, to make sure that some accountability comes to the fore now.
What is shocking is the more, the bigger the outcry from the global community and the best efforts put forward by the Department of International Relations by taking Israel to the ICJ, and hats off to everyone in your department, including yourself and obviously the minister. I have no doubt in my mind that lots of hard work and tough negotiations were undertaken to get this case to the ICJ. But despite all of the international community's best efforts, it seems that Israel is absolutely relentless. They are going on a killing spree that has never been seen before. And their own people, are saying that this is now going to blow up the captive exchange negotiations. And I think the Israelis on the ground, the people who have loved ones who've been taken hostage, are very, very concerned about just what is going down as far as the Israeli genocide is concerned.
So if you take an approach that you're going to carpet bomb people, irrespective of who they are, civilians, you're going to carpet bomb hospitals, people in tents, then surely you are taking the risk of also killing your own civilians, whether they are that have been taken as hostage. So the concern by Israelis about this action is well placed, because I mean, I think what you're seeing is that a disregard for the well-being of all civilians, irrespective of who they are in this particular case. The military objective is perhaps not the release of hostages or the freeing of hostages. The military objective is the clearing out of Gaza, the depopulation of Gaza, and the replacement of Gaza through settlement may be the objective then. And I think this is the issue that needs to be addressed. This will only stop once there is a call for accountability and into the impunity, and we call it's been institutionalized impunity. And this institutionalized impunity has been going on for decades. And unless a line is drawn in the sand by the big, powerful players, then this will end. What South Africa did was to ensure that we bring this case into the global public domain in a manner which the Palestinian story is presented from a biased media perspective. Um, and we now have to work with the other countries in the international community to ensure that this accountability is applied and there's an end to this killing.
As I've indicated, Zane, it seems that the more, the more pressure the international community is putting on Israel to stop the genocide, the more relentless they become. Is apart from the case that South Africa has taken to the ICJ, a few other countries have added their voice and their weight to that matter. Do you see an end in sight at all? I kind of wonder, very especially now that we see Rafah has been bombarded, and there just doesn't seem to be any end in sight as far as the illegal occupiers are concerned regarding this genocide.
Sure. I think what must bear in mind is they're not doing it because we're putting pressure on them. They're doing it despite pressure. And the
Absolutely.
pressure has, so we shouldn't be saying we shouldn't have taken this action because we
Oh,
didn't have the
absolutely
strength.
not.
Yeah. And I
Absolutely
think
not.
what we should be doing is to continue to try and stop. What we need to do is escalate our efforts globally and collectively at the Security Council. But we must also follow the International Criminal Court space where we can hold the leaders who have ordered these actions criminally liable. So we will continue to now ask the International Criminal Court for these provisional warrants of arrest. They don't need to do much more investigation. There's enough evidence on the table for provisional warrants of arrest. We need accountability and action around this kind of impunity to come from the institutions that are set up to deal with this. Um, we will engage with our partners in the international community around the consequences of impunity and ask them to ensure that this stops now. We need to have a collective voice that says this is enough. And it's been, we've been saying it's enough since October the 8th. And we hope that these actions by the Israeli government in Rafah can demonstrate to the world that what we said is that the objective is not to deal with Hamas or the attacks on October 7th. The objective is actually to further settlement action, to deepen the occupation. And that is why the violence is continuing in the way it is.
And I have no doubt in my mind that everyone at in your department are really putting their shoulder to the wheel, really working very, very hard to get all of these communiques out to the different governments and the different organizations to start putting pressure and start holding the Israelis accountable for this horrific genocide and the senseless killing of hundreds of thousands of people, and obviously destroying Palestine and its infrastructure. Thank you indeed for your time. We do appreciate it. And we are going to be watching this very, very closely. And please do keep up the pressure and the momentum as far as the case. To the ICJ is concerned, and other measures that you guys at DIRCO can put in place to make this madness stop for once and for all.
Thank you. Thank you. We all have to work on this together. Thank you very much.
Keep well. Assalamu alaikum to you. Zane Dangor, the Director General of the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, talking to us about obviously the latest attacks and this time around on Rafah, where at least 63 Palestinians have been killed by the Israelis. This happened overnight, and I think it is now going to continue. It seems that these people have become power mad, absolutely mad by seeing the destruction they've caused. It seems to have given them some sort of a high, and they're just carrying on absolutely relentlessly. And I keep asking the question. I've said it time and time again on this very show. Where is your humanity? Where is your humanity? You profess to be the chosen people of God. Goodness me, Is your God so unforgiving and merciless that your God allows you without conscience to massacre people in the way that you're doing? You call yourself a people of God. I call you, you genocidal people. I call you godless people without a conscience. Because if you are people of God, God is merciful, He is loving, He's gentle, He's respectful. All of those beautiful aspects which God asks us, whom we refer to as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And He tells us in the Holy Quran that life is precious. If you take even one life, it's as if you've extinguished all of humankind. So, what sort of a God do you worship? A big question. If you are such merciless, inhumane people and you call the Palestinians animals, then what are you? Please question your conscience. 20 after 9 o'clock. This is absolutely horrific. It just, it boggles the mind. It sometimes leaves me absolutely speechless. I'm going to end off by saying, you call yourself the chosen people of God. So, which God do you have that is so merciless, that doesn't put softness, mercy, and empathy in your hearts? Okay, let's move on. 20 after 9 o'clock, news and views on Salam Media.